Hey, what's Cook from No Bad Dog. I want to introduce my newest addition into the family here, my Vai Legacy 3. This is my first introduction to the tube amp world. I've played mostly solid states my entire life, actually all my life, since I was that big. Before I kind of get into this amp, I want to say thanks to Eric Tidmore for all of his help with the amplifier and getting it here and all the customer service that he gave me. Also to Daniel Lozano for his support on some other matters is greatly appreciated, and also for kind of letting me be able to do this video and just kind of show you my version of the Vai Legacy 3. Kind of, some of the tones that I like. I like a little bit more of that classic rock and roll sound. That's kind of what I like to go for. So before I get into that, I want to kind of get into some of the basics under the controls and just kind of show you some of the features that I personally really like. When I was kind of looking around for a tube getting into this, I definitely wanted the 3 channels just to kind of have some flexibility in between leads on channels 2 and 3. So like right here, here's your EQ for channel 1. It's pretty simple. It's your treble, your mid, your bass. You've got your boost for leads, you got your reverb, which I have cranked. Here you've got your equalizer for channels 2, channel 3. It controls both. Each channel has its own separate volume. So here and here and here. You have a presence for channels 2 and 3. And that kind of helps sweeten the mix a little bit, kind of bring those channels alive a lot more. That's kind of the high level 40,000 foot view, as they like to say these days. So with that, let me just go ahead and get started. I'll run you through the pedals. Each channel, you get a different color with the lights. Like right now we got green. Hope you guys can see it okay. Channel 2 goes to red. Channel 3 goes to orange. You can program them in the back if you want to switch them around, kind of the fun little feature. This guy's got the effects loop, which I'm going to run through my effects here in a little bit, but I want to kind of run through the channels, running straight into the amp so you get an idea of what the amp can do, and then we'll get an idea of what the amp can do when it's running effects. So I want to try not to make this a 20-hour demo. And oh, the dreaded Bluetooth popping through, so we're just going to live with that. So I'm running channel 1. I'm running channel 1 clean right now, so you can just kind of hear that tube sound. It's got that nice thick flavor to it. I'm going to go to my mid, which is a Seymour Duncan, part of the Antiquity series. I call it the Texas Hot. It's kind of its nickname. So that's clean on channel 1. I'm going to take it back to the humbucker. Let's go to channel 2. It's going to kind of start to rock out a little bit. Vintage rock kind of crunch sound. I'm going to go back to channel 3, over to channel 3. A little pumped up here. It's loud. Right now I'm running about 1.5, so that'll give you an idea of how loud this thing can crank. I don't think so far I've never had it past 2.5, 3 for practice. So, and I think on stage when I played live with it, and I got a story for you on that one too. I've never had this thing past 2 or 3, so it's a powerful, powerful tube amp. So where was I? Okay, so that was channel 3. Let me hit you on the boost real quick. So you want to get going. Boost has its own separate volume control, which is pretty kick-ass too. Normally most of your amps I've played with, you got a boost, you hit it, that's what you get. This, you can control your level. You want it super loud, soft, subtle. It's just a good control feature. So let's hit it without the boost. So that was with the boost on channel 3. Let's do boost on channel 2. Without. And boost on channel 1 for kicks and giggles. Let's hit that hot again. This is kind of your basic rundown there of the channels. Let me play with the presence for a second because that's actually kind of cool. So let's put it on channel 2. Get that off there. And let's play. So I'm going to turn the presence down to about 3. I had it on about 7. So you can see how it just kind of gets down to that, you know, much muddier sound. So let's put it back on 7. And it should kind of brighten it up and crisp it back up a little bit. So that's kind of how the presence works. It kind of helps you shape your tone a lot. So let me get this back to clean here. So that's kind of a quick run through, just going straight into the amp. I don't have any effects on this thing. I've already got this thing set to my effects, to what I like to do. So I'm going to just do a quick switch on the chord, turn the effects on, and then be right back and kind of run through what that sounds like, and then we'll see what happens. Alright, so got the effects set up. I'll be fair, I'll give you guys a rig rundown on what I'm doing. My mods, I'm running an Eventide H9, I got an MXR analog chorus, I got an SP analog compressor, I got a Wampler Dual Fusion. It's a dual distortion pedal. It's sweet. And I'm also running a Soul Food by Electro Harmonics. So when it comes to effects, I'm a simple dude. I like to set it and forget it, which is why I love the boost feature on this amp, because when that thing hits, it just boosts the signal and just turns the effects on. I mean, it just pushes them up to another level. So let's go ahead and run through channel 1 with the effects. Let me hit the standby switch for the tubes. So I like to play rock, guys. It's kind of that simple. I like that vintage rock sound. I'm not much of a, you know, thrash metal kind of guy. I might be dating myself with that, but you know, I'm not a shredder. I just like a good groove, a good sound, and to have fun with it when we get going. So this is kind of my, you know, kind of my clean sound. It's got a little ka-chunk to it, but enough that kind of works with the bass. So it's just kind of got that little bit of grit to it. Nothing crazy over the top. So let me hit channel 2. Like I said, everything's kind of set it and forget it on the amp. Channel 2. You get it on that. Oh, let's hit channel 3. So that's kind of like my 3 little sounds that I like to come out of this. Like I said earlier, I kind of like that crunchier rock tune. So, okay, so now let's go ahead and try running some leads, channel 2 and 3, and hit it with the boost, and then kind of get a little feel for how that boost really just kind of pushes the pedals. So let's go without the boost. Alright, let's hit channel 3. We'll start without the boost and bring it in. Just a little simple demo. And I actually like how, I love the harmonics when everything gets going, because I just love the pick harmonic. It's just been one of my faves for years. So that's really kind of it, guys. It's the Vai Legacy 3 from Carvin. If you're a band on a budget, like me, if you're a full-time working musician, or the quintessential working musician with the day job and the band, man, this is the way to go, guys. You can pay upwards of like $3,000 for a 3-channel tube amp, depending on how high you want to go with it. But if you're just looking for, if you're looking for quality, bang for the buck, I'll put this guy up against anything any day of the week, twice on Sundays. This has been my favorite amp to date. It's probably going to be my favorite for the rest of my life. I don't see me switching to anything else at all. Simply because I like the tone, I like the versatility, and I love, and here's the one thing I wanted to mention earlier, the master volume control. This guy, once you have your volume set on each channel, your volume, your drive, your presence, you've got that tone you like, when you start to crank this thing up, it controls the overall volume without distorting between any of the channels, without playing with any of the volume. So you don't have to worry about switching to channel 2 and, oh my god, it's too loud, or switching to channel 3 and it's too low, or back to channel 1. It gives you a nice, even volume consistency all the way through. So, like I said, it's the Vai Legacy 3 from Carvin. Go to the website, watch the Steve Vai video. If I can, I'll stick it right down here. And just buy the amp. It's kind of a no-brainer. So, at least it is to me. So, I'm Cook, no bad dog. Thank you again, guys at Carvin, for all your help with this guy. And that's about all I got on this one. Check it out. Buy it. Buy it, buy it, buy it, buy it, buy it. See you.